Welcome to Core Finance, live from London, sponsored by Beaufort Securities, live on Facebook at Core Finance TV and a Twitter handle at Core Finance TV. Welcome. Matt Brown, presenter, journalist, ex-trader, broker, morning to you.
Yeah, jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. Right, let's kick off. Market movers, equity markets trade higher as the UK data disappoints. Give me a headline on that.
Well, it's equity markets trading up. The US, fantastic performance last night. Asia markets as well, strong. And the themes continued into Europe. This is all, again, North Korea. We've been talking about it for the past week.
Yep.
But they've stepped down. The rhetoric has calmed down. The markets, we saw slightly risk-on mode yesterday. Continues today. We're seeing gold trade off on the back of that safe haven currency. So look, markets are stronger, but the volumes are very, very thin. So buyer and kill sprees. Buyer beware in thin markets.
Understood. Let's take a look now at FTSE One to Watch. Sainsbury's.
Yeah, this is on the story. Sainsbury's hasn't announced anything, but it was in the press, certainly in the Telegraph and a lot of the other broadsheets this morning, that Sainsbury's are stepping away or reconsidering their 130 million bid for NISA or NISA stores. How do you pronounce it?
I'll take the fifth on that.
Okay, yeah, the story today on BBC as well, how people pronounce Primark. Apparently up north it's Primark. The Primark boss has said it is Primark, so apologies, Northerners. You've got that wrong. It's a Nike story there. So Sainsbury's, yes, this is on the back of the Tesco Booker deal. Yep. It's got to get through the competition authorities, and Sainsbury's are waiting for that deal to either go through or not. If it goes through, then they'll probably go for NISA or NISA. If not, they'll probably step back. Understood.
Let's talk about AIM, the AIM market. One to watch, EVR Holdings. What's caught your attention there?
Yeah, EVR Holdings, there's been a bit of press news there. It was actually in the Evening Standard last night, a couple of weeks ago. Adele, the pop singer, has taken a stake.
Stock picker.
Indeed, turned stock picker. She's got a net wealth of about 120 million. So she's looking at EVR Holdings. What do? Well, it's a virtual online concert venue, as such, so people can use their handsets or mobiles, whatever, to watch virtual reality concerts. So she sees value in this. She sees this as the way forward. She's a stock picker. Let's see how she gets on. But she owns it through apparently a nominee company, so it doesn't show as her name on the holding.
Right, currencies, the Great British Pound, Euro, Great British Pound cross 1997, and cable, Great British Pound against the US dollar 129.21.
Yeah, yep. But note sterling a little bit weaker again. It's dropping. We're seeing some dollar strength continue. But sterling weaker on the UK data out this morning, about half an hour ago. We saw weaker CPI than expected, but a lot of that is attributed to weaker oil prices. Yep. So actually behind that, the core number isn't that bad. We saw a slight uplift in RPI as well. But generally across the board, the numbers aren't beating, and investors want to see stronger beats. We want to be above 2.5%, even 3% on the RPI, CPIs. Otherwise, the pound, it's going to get weaker.
Understood. Right, broker upgrades. Berenberg, the company next, new recommendation, a sell from hold. Target 36.50, previous 38.50. I was always told never short next.
Yeah, it's an interesting stock because it is tightly held and it does move quite aggressively. So be aware of shorting this stock. However, Berenberg have said, look, the stock has risen about 14% in the past month, and this was due to the hotter weather that we saw in May and June this year. However, they think it's overextended now, and the problem with Next is it still has stores. It has a lot of stores that it needs to maintain, manage, upgrade, keep interesting for the consumer. And the problem with that is if it's spending money, capital expenditure on keeping these stores, it's not necessarily focusing on the areas of the business where it is making money.
The catalogue.
Exactly, catalogue and online. So Berenberg have said, look, it's had a good run up. Maybe it is a time to sell. But again, with this one, be aware if you're shorting it.
Understood. Right, the core number for today, 320%. What is that?
320%. Well, it's in the news a lot, obviously, as always. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. It's up year to date 320%. It's huge. There's a lot of question marks about whether it's a bubble or not. It has added to its market cap $15 billion in the recent weeks. It's huge. It's an incredible uptrend. Problem is, you and I, we've both been there, say the internet boom, credit booms, etc. Is this a bubble? It's hard to say, but people want to own it. And the thing is, in Japan, 48% of the buyers of Bitcoin are in Japan. Tokyo has now recognized it as a currency, and you can use that in shops. So it's interesting how that's going to feed through to the Japanese economy, because you've basically got a bubble there. You've got inflation feeding through. Japan will probably like that. It will increase consumer spending.
Okay, so Clem Chambers, founder, CEO, ADVFN. There's two videos he did recently on Bitcoin, an idiot's guide, part 1 and part 2. Final thought that the Evening Standard last night, they were highlighting the fact up 320% on the year. What could possibly go wrong? I'll leave you with that thought. Right, economic calendar in the US today, retail sales 130, and the import and export price indices in the States as well. Final thoughts, Matt?
Bitcoin. It's all about Bitcoin at the moment.
Boom, boom. Matt, thank you very much.